All right, crazy. Crazy, where did you grow up? Where are you from originally?
West Covina, California.
And tell me about your family. You had both your parents?
Yeah, I have my mom and my dad. My dad lives in his car, and my mom stays in like a Section 8 apartment.
How would you describe your childhood in general?
I had a pretty decent childhood. I know like others have had it much worse. But when I was younger, I kind of used to pity myself because I didn't know people had it worse. But I was living with my grandma while my mom was on the streets, and I was in and out of foster care, and so were like my siblings, and my grandma moved to Utah, and then I started staying with my mom, and then that's when things kind of got more rocky, I guess, because she drank, and there would be fights with my siblings in the apartment, like with my mom, like she would start fights, be drunk.
How far did you go in school?
Um, I don't even remember some part of high school. When I was in school, I didn't even know what grade I was in. Like when it got to like high school, it was like so somewhere in high school. After actually COVID, when it first started happening, is when I just stopped going.
How old are you now?
I'm 18.
You're 18. And what have you been doing since you quit school?
Um, I've just been, I don't know, as recently I've been traveling, but like earlier, like when like, I'm really bad at putting words together. I'm sorry.
You told me you were train hopping.
Yeah, but I recently started doing that. Not even like a year. So, and I'm also really bad at like remembering dates and stuff. So.
But drugs are a part of your life?
Yeah, and that's I feel like why I have such a bad memory, because I started doing drugs so young. Living on the streets, like at a young age. I've been homeless since I was 12 on and off.
When did you start using drugs?
My mom gave me Xanax, and she would give me it to put me to sleep so she could drink, and I would kind of have to take care of her. So as I got older, I started stealing her bottles of Xanax, and now it's kind of like I kind of got to take one every day type thing, or else I'll possibly have a seizure, which reminds me I got to take one right now.
You have Xanax on you?
Yeah.
Where do you buy Xanax when you're living on the street?
So it's actually really, really, really hard to find Xanax. And their prices, like they used to be $5 a pop, and now it's like they try to charge you 10 a pop. And I got lucky, and I got these for 2 a pop, MacArthur Park.
The Xanax does what for you?
Keeps me from shaking, helps with my anxiety, and all the trauma that, like, I don't know, I've been through lately. It's just, I don't know. It's like a euphoric feeling, I guess. I've just been doing it for so long, and it's my favorite.
And you said trauma from living on the streets, or was there stuff in your childhood?
From everything. There's a lot of things that actually did happen when I was like a child, like things I never really wished to speak about. Like sexual assault and stuff like that.
And the streets are rough as well.
Yeah, definitely. One time, like, well, I've been raped a few times, and like it happens a lot to females on the street. But this guy, he told me to like come to his house. He had a Xanax, so I was like, okay. And I used to do worse stuff when I was younger to make it on the street. But I went to his house and he gave me it, and I kind of knew his intention. So I waited till I left, and then I popped it, and then I was already feeling it. And then like I found once I was already fucked up, basically I realized that he was following us. And this dude's name's Cornbread. He's a piece of shit. Like I see him when I like in Covina when I go there, and like I've chased him down like so many times, but he's so fast on his skateboard. But basically, one of my former friends, like basically helped him undress me and basically rape me, and yeah.
It's hard for a woman on the streets.
It is. It's hard for anyone on the streets.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's either gonna make you or it's gonna break you. You know.
How do you support yourself now?
So I did have a TikTok, and people were like sending me money on Cash App, and that helped me a lot. But
You panhandle.
Spange. Yeah.
And how much will you collect a day doing that?
It depends on where I'm at. Sometimes I'll get lucky and I'll get 100 kick. My last 100 kick was when I was in Northern California in Martinez. But yeah, out here in Hollywood in LA, like it's not the right place, you know. I don't like it. I don't like big cities in general. I went to New York, and it was just so, my energy was just so drained after a day of being there. There was so many people. And that's kind of how I feel like out here. And there's definitely, like, unless you're selling drugs or something, doing that's not gonna work out here. Yeah. Freeway off-ramps are always good, though.
Where do you sleep at night, typically?
I sleep in no particular place. I do have spots around when I am in California, like Puente Hills. I go there a lot. That's where they filmed Back to the Future, at the Puente Hills Mall. I thought that was pretty cool. So I got a little spot there.
You just find a safe spot to...
where I feel comfortable, you know, I go to sleep. And I got my little alarm system. So that's kind of why I got a dog, just to make me happy, you know. I was doing fentanyl when I got him, like really bad. Like I was like, not like doing it like I was addicted, but like I was sick for a whole week. And I had a van that someone had bought me. I met her from TikTok, and she got me a van. So I named it the Bum Rush. And like as I was coming from Oxnard, we were riding on like, I didn't know what was wrong with my car, but it was like shaking. And I was just driving all the way from Oxnard to Hollywood to drop my friend Frosty off. And then I tried to make it to Covina. And then right when I got like pulling up to like the street light, my car started rolling backwards onto the freeway. And like the whole time we're like shaking. My friend was looking out the window, making sure like nothing's on like the wheel's not falling off or whatever, because it was shaking and my axle broke. So I went to my mom's house and I was sicker than a dog, and she called the paramedics on me. And my friend happened to work at the same hospital that I was at, and he picked me up and he gave me Twitch. I've had dogs pretty much like my whole life on the streets. I was given 3 pit bulls when I was like 14, and I didn't need anything. They were my pillow, they were my blanket. It was the mom, the dad, and the baby, and they're really protective of me and stuff. And it's someone did some really fucked up shit. And this chick was pregnant, and she like convinced me, like, you know, I'm 14, and she's like, this is the last time I could get high, like it's not gonna affect the baby yet. And I had acid, so I was like, okay, I guess. And so we took some acid together, and this guy I knew was gonna get us a motel. And so while I'm in there, they were like, we're gonna go take the dogs to my friend's house. And I was like, okay. And so they took the dogs to friend's house, and they were just came back and was smoking dope in the motel. And I was like, I'm tripping on acid. And then so I went into the bathroom, and I really missed my dogs, and I like could swear I heard like crying. I'm like, I'm just tripping. And I seen a little raccoon. I was like, come here, because I missed my dogs. And then like next day, like my dogs are nowhere to be found. Like, and I found out that they tied them to a pole and left them there. So I was really heartbroken. But you live and you learn not to trust people.
Yeah. Have you been through other traumatic things living this life?
Many. When I was on my way, it's like one thing after another. When I was on my way to my friend's funeral, I stopped in KC, and I saw my ex. And there's this dude that's like been stalking me, and he's tried kidnapping me multiple times. Once in the desert, he was on his motorcycle, and I was literally just in the, like, there was houses, but like, you know, it's the desert, far away. So he was chasing me on his motorcycle, and I ran to, I barely, he's deaf too. So I barely got away, like, but I ran to these people's house, and they let me come inside, and that dude carries a gun on him. So there was another time before that incident where he tried to kidnap me right in front of my ex. He grabbed my backpack and started bringing it to his van. And I got up and was like, you know, I had my pack, and I was like holding on for dear life, like, give me my pack. And my ex didn't do anything. And like finally he got up. Like, it took him a while. He was just scared because he had a gun. And he got up and like helped me pull the backpack. And then the cops showed up and told us to leave. And so we like were like, fuck yeah, like that kind of saved us. So we fucking like ran over the bridge and like hid under the staircase by the metro, even though it wasn't running anymore. And then, as I was saying, on my way to KAC, he was hopping trains. He actually found my ex in Denver and got on a couple trains with him, I guess, trying to find me. And he ended up finding me in KC, Missouri. It was actually Independence. He walked up on me and me and my friends and was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I was in shock. And he's like, come around the corner. I'm like, no, talk to me right here. And then my ex heard it and he turned around. He's like, go, dude. Basically, like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, go. And he was like, you're gonna fuck me up? He talks weird because he's deaf. And you're gonna fuck me up. And like pulls out his gun, showing it, you know? And my ex grabbed his skateboard and was just trying to get him to leave, but he just kept on trying to circle back to me. And they even went inside the gas station, came back out, and then my ex was like, all right, you guys just pack your shit up. I don't care how many like of you guys need to get into the car, like just get in, whoever can fit, like let's go. And so I started packing everything in, and then I heard boom, 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 boom. And I turn around and I just see my ex fall on the floor. So I'm screaming. Dogs are going off. Everyone's scattering. My friends, you know. I grab a shirt from a rag something from his trunk, and he had 4 gunshot wounds, and I put pressure. He was laying on his back, so I put pressure on the one that was like near his stomach, and I was just like, call fucking 911, like. So my friend called 911, and like luckily the cops and the ambulance were like, well, the cops were already on their way apparently, because you know everyone saw that he had a gun. So thank God the hospital was only, you know, down the street, and they got the dude while he was walking off. So he's in jail right now. So I kind of feel, you know, relieved, but I'm also scared, like he'll get out and he knows where like my sister lives. I'm scared like he'll try to, you know, do something when he gets out. He's crazy.
Growing up, did you have any role models that you could look up to say like, I'd like to do what this person's doing for a living or anything like that?
Yeah, my brothers and sisters. I looked up to them. I really did.
What are they doing now?
Well, they were all on the streets, like I said, but my sister, she has a family. She's actually having another baby in October near my birthday. Mine's on the 6th, and it was supposed to be like I'm going to go down, she lives in the desert. I'm going to go there and help her, you know, with her pregnancy after she has the baby for a few weeks. Because I'm really itching to get out of here, you know. I want to get on a train. But I heard something about, like, the railroad strike. So...
Tell me about train hopping.
What do you want to know about train hopping?
Well, I mean, how does it work? You find a stopped train.
So there's this thing that is called the crew change, and I got it right here.
Do you know where you're going all the time?
It's no, not all the time.
Sometimes you're just going somewhere.
Sometimes you get on the wrong train and you're supposed to be going north, but now you're going west. Or like, I was supposed to be going east back towards Missouri, and I ended up coming back west to California. But basically, there's a thing it's called hopping on the fly. I don't do that. I like to be as safe as fucking possible on the trains. Because those things will fucking tear you up, dude. Like, the train's not gonna stop for you. I went through something really, like, I don't even know how to put it. I watched my friend fall off the train. It was her birthday, and I have her tatted right here. Her name's Rara. This is also, I put this on there, but this was originally her lock. I gave it to her. And so we were sitting on the same car, and we were doing some really stupid shit on the train. You know what computer cleaner is?
Mm-hmm.
So we were doing that. I was doing it.
Inhaling it.
And she was watching me. I was like, you want some? And she's like, fuck yeah. So I was like, I passed it to her, not thinking anything of it. And she hit it. She passed it back to me. And I look over, and I just, like, I see her fall backwards under the wheel, and that's, like, this was connected to her. And it was the last thing, like, besides her puppy almost got that, her puppy, me and my friend got for her birthday, almost got dragged with her. And thank you. This was hanging right by the wheel, and this was stuck in the train. We were on a ride called the type of ride we were on was a grainer, but we didn't pick a good ride, and I feel really, really like I blame myself for this a lot because I'm the one who picked that ride, and she was more experienced than me. She was supposed to be teaching me how to hop trains and stuff because my ex, it's crazy how, like, we met, and we literally met, like, when I was with my ex getting on a train to go to Chicago, and 6 kids and, like, 4 dogs ended up getting on that train that night. And this kid that was across from me and my ex was standing up the whole ride and got us pulled off. So we got pulled off by the cops, thankfully, not the rail cops. And they didn't know, like, anyone else was on the train besides us. Pretty sure, like, everyone was asleep. That's what Ra told me. So I made it to Chicago by myself. I hitched after my ex left me in Pueblo, Colorado. I hitched. I got a ride from some dude, and then I got a ride. I felt sick in his car, and so I was just like, right here is cool, dude. And then I threw up a little bit, just water. I wasn't eating. And then I got a ride from some really cool truckers, and they took me all the way to the hop out. And long story short, I made it to Chicago, and I ended up finding Rara. And like within like minutes of us like meeting up, she's like, "Hey, I'm hopping out tonight. You guys want to come with?" And it was just me and my friend Rocky I met out there. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, fuck yeah." But Rocky ended up like going to the hospital, and we had to leave her pack like at the hop out. Like, Rara's a real one, dude. I was gonna leave it at the park, but she carried it all the way to the hop out. And she died the day after her birthday while we were on the train. She wanted to hop a train for her birthday. So I've been finishing her vest for her. Denver, Colorado, Sock's place. It's a cool place.
Do you have other friends now?
Yeah. Yeah. I keep a small circle.
What's your biggest fear? What are you worried about?
My biggest fear? It's a hard one. I don't know. Someone, honestly, just the train shit, like having another friend or me or my, like, you know, falling off the train or whatever. So whoever I get on the train with, even if they're more experienced than me, I'm gonna be on top of them, like, hey, don't sit there. Because Rah, she was sitting in a bad spot. And the last conversation we had on the train trips me out, dude. She was telling me, like, she was like, I had such a good birthday, and she was saying she didn't want to have another birthday. She's like, you know, like, I'm 23 now, and 24, and then 25, you're pushing it. And I was just like, live fast, die young. She did.
How does this lifestyle get to you emotionally? Do you get depressed or go through other things?
It hurts you deep.
Does the Xanax help with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you or did you have dreams of doing something else with your life?
Yeah. Of course. When I was younger, I never thought I was going to end up like this. I thought I was going to be famous, you know? I thought I was going to be like a singer, a dancer, something, you know? But it is what it is, and I've accepted and I've learned to live like this. I don't feel comfortable in a house for too long. It's hard to explain. You would think, like, hey, don't you want to, like, sleep in a nice, oh yeah, I would, like, yeah, I do. Sometimes I'm sitting on the train passing by these houses and I'm like, kind of wish I was, like, you know, in a nice warm bed right now. But then when you're there too long, it's like you feel trapped, and I can't stay in one place for too long. I'll go insane, you know. So I don't know. I just got used to it.
Just living on the streets.
I've accepted it, yeah, and there's no real freedom in this world, but it's the closest you could get. And hopping freight trains is like my therapy. And after I saw Rara fall off the train, I didn't think I was ever gonna hop again. But I had to get to her funeral, you know.
Crazy, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your 18 years?
Trust no one. It's the most important one that I could think of right now.
All right. Crazy, thank you so much for sharing your story. I wish you the best of luck out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.